Hello everybody, it's Dawn Hurlebaus, and I am so excited to be in the kitchen. I used to hang out in the kitchen all the time with Nissa down south in Rincon, Georgia. We used to do Facebook Lives and meal prep all the time when I went down and saw her. But yeah, you can't travel anywhere. And I have a new buddy that has taught me keto from the Netherlands. So I'm really excited. She's going to be jumping on in a second here. And this is a recipe that I posted earlier. And now I am going to be making it live for you guys because we've had so many people who wanted the recipe. Let me see if I can change my view here so I can see everybody. See if I can change it and see my viewers. Not yet. Okay. Well, hopefully she'll be on in just a second here. Hang on one second. Okay. We'll wait and see. I sent the invite. Hopefully she'll join us. But so what I'm making is, it is kind of a take on like a deconstructed Philadelphia cheese steak. Listen to me. I'm thinking cheesecake, guys. This is crazy. Hey, Terry. Yeah, I'm thinking cheesecake right now. It is kind of like a Philadelphia cheesesteak. And it is absolutely delicious. Hey, Debbie. And so I thought I would make it live, and Carina's going to be joining me, and she's going to be making it from the Netherlands. But we have two different versions of this. And what's really cool about this recipe is once you get the base down pat, once you have your onions and your mushrooms and things like that, or not have mushrooms or not have onions, it's up to you. But once you have the base down pat, then you really can go in here and do anything you want with it. And we're going to show you all those really cool options. But I wonder if she's struggling coming on camera. So let's see her. Debbie, could you send her a quick message and see if she's able to get on live? She should just be able to join my Facebook from her phone, and then it will say bring on camera. And then I can just tap to invite her on the camera. So, but I haven't seen her come on yet. Let's see, where are you? Where are you, my friend? Well, she's not here yet. Debbie Raven. Hey, Debbie, how are you? So, Debbie Smith, if you could just tell her to jump on really quick. Just join me from her cell phone. It has to be from her cell phone. Otherwise, I won't be able to bring her on camera. But we're really excited. Can't get on. Yeah, I can. Here you go. Bring you on camera. I push this button. Add. Should be jumping on now. 5, 4, 3, 2. I don't know. It's got to go across the ocean and do all those things. So we will see here. Connecting. Yes! There you are, my friend.
I am.
Yay, how are you?
Let me put my phone. Yes.
Okay. So, guys, first of all, the recipe is on my Facebook page. You probably have to go down just a couple of posts and you'll see it. You'll see the beef, the roast beef, and things like that. But we're changing the recipe up on Carina's side because Carina's going to use chicken with it. So, let me tell you my ingredients. So I'm going to swing the phone this way. So I have, can you see this? There you go. I have fresh spinach. I have 4 cups packed down pretty good. I've got mushrooms. I have onions. I have roast beef. I have Parmesan cheese. Like, I love all this stuff. And Carina, what do you have?
Well, you're better prepared than I am because my spinach is still in the bag and my cheese is still in the bag, and I didn't know if I needed the grated one or the flaky one, so I got both.
Yeah.
I've got mushrooms.
It really doesn't matter because, like, so I have these. You guys can see that? So I have the flaky ones. So that looks like this. Nice little shavings. And this is a 1/2 cup. So a 1/2 cup of cheese. So the best thing to do is get your ingredients ready to go because once we start this, it's all in one pan. It will go really, really fast. So you have a 1/2 cup of cheese. Now, go by the go by the recipe in my earlier posting a few days ago, because I've upped some of my ingredients a little bit, because I'm going to be doing something that Carina doesn't even know about after this video. Because Carina, what time is it your time out there?
It's 5:15 in the
Quarter past
afternoon.
5.
Evening. Yeah.
It's 11:20 out here on the East Coast, and I haven't had breakfast yet. So this is kind of like, this is not even my lunch. It's too early for lunch. So, although I might just have some. All right, so I have this. I do have some product of Italy. See, I'm so European already. Balsamic vinegar. So I have some good, you have balsamic vinegar? All right.
Yep.
You can use any regular olive oil, but I have this is regular olive oil, organic, I like. But I've taken that olive oil, and I have, if you guys have been following me, I have a full jar of garlic infused with my fresh herb oregano. So this is all infused olive oil. So I will be using this.
Yeah.
But you can use anything. And
well,
butter.
The lazy man version.
Butter.
It's already pre mixed.
Yeah. So Carina, are we ready to start? You have your pan?
I think so. I have my wok pan ready, and butter and olive oil. I cut my mushrooms. I haven't cut my garlic and my onion yet, so go take it away.
I'm gonna have to go low like this so you guys can kind of see. I'm like squatting so you can see me. Okay, so I have 3 tablespoons of butter in my pan, and then I'm going to add. Are you doing it with me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna add a tablespoon of, or you can. Well, I'm just gonna add 2. But I have to make sure I remember what I'm doing, because I'm gonna have to be able to account for all of these ingredients when I'm doing keto. So I'll have to remember, well, I'll go back and watch the video, and then I'll calculate it. 3 tablespoons of butter, and I have 2 tablespoons of garlic infused olive oil. Any other olive oil would be fine. I'm going to put this on about medium heat right now. Essentially what we're doing is we're wanting the onions to get kind of translucent. Let's melt the butter first a little bit, and kind of swirl this around. Carina, what is the purpose for butter and olive oil, the combination? Like, what does that do for keto?
I think it emulsifies a little bit to give it better taste, and obviously it adds fat to the dish. Since when you're doing keto or low carb, you want to eat few carbs, moderate protein, and high in fats. And especially the olive oil, they give you good fats to up your fats a little bit so you can follow the lifestyle easily.
Burning here. I washed my burners, and I'm like, no, I'm smoking. It's smoking hot here.
Yeah, I'm quickly dicing my onion though in the meantime.
So she's cutting her onions up. My onion's already cut. So you can put as many onions as you want. Now, so I like to keep my onions about this size. You can even slice them in half, but don't dice them fine. Because they're going to be translucent, and they're going to kind of go down a little bit. So don't dice them really fine. So you're going to want to take your onions, and you're going to want to take your mushrooms. And you can buy sliced mushrooms. What I did is I bought a Portobello mushroom, and I chunked it, because these are going to shrink down just like spinach. I chunked it pretty big. You know, see, pretty decent sized chunks, because by the time it shrinks, you know, you want it meaty. This is like, I like something that's meatier. I don't like everything that's fine and like you're missing all the ingredients. I want to taste it. And then if someone doesn't like onions or mushrooms, then you can always just take them out. So right now we have our butter melting. Oh gosh, this is already smelling good, and I haven't done anything yet. Look at this. So we have our butter melting along with the mushrooms. Can you guys see that? With the mushrooms and the onions. Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of when I was in the 1st grade. So the 4th grade. We were living in Fort Lauderdale, and I was in elementary school, and they had, with Thanksgiving time, they had this thing where your parents could come in, like we would cook dishes, and your parents would come in and they would eat with you in the lunchroom. So my dish that I was responsible for cooking in the cafeteria, of quote unquote, right, was stuffing, like turkey stuffing, like Thanksgiving stuffing,
The filling, yeah.
Do you call it the same thing out there? Turkey dressing stuffing?
No, filling probably.
Filling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you filled the turkey?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I was in charge of that. And and it was my grandmother's recipe. My mom had taught it to me, and here I was, only in the 4th grade, and I was sauteing onions and butter and all of this yummy goodness. And I had a love for cooking since I was a little kid. Like, I was always in my mom's kitchen, who's a great cook. My grandmother was a fabulous cook. They both were avid bakers. I'm not a great baker though. I think I'm like a gourmet cook. I'm not a chef. I am my own 5-star chef. And I love to plate. As you see my dishes, I love to plate and put the little dots, and I like to do the little smear.
Make it pretty.
Make it really, really pretty. But this is cooking right now, and you want to just keep sauteing. Just keep moving around until the onions again are translucent.
What do I put in? The onions and?
The onions and the mushroom.
Okay. Not the garlic yet, yeah?
You probably should put the garlic in too, because it's going with that.
Okay.
I used garlic olive oil, so I don't have to have additional garlic.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone else who's joined us, thanks for coming on. You can always go back and watch this replay. This really smells good, though. I have to admit, like
we are making a low carb dish across the globe. Dawn in America and I'm in the Netherlands, and we are making a low carb, lovely meal. And I hope everybody likes it in our house, even the kids.
Yeah, I think they will. I mean, the flavors are really, really good.
Yeah.
And you don't have to use a lot of anything else, because like I absolutely would not put any salt in this dish, because Parmesan cheese is very salty. Your butter is salty. You really don't have to. I like my onions cooked quite a bit, so I'm gonna really and because they're cut bigger, they're gonna take a little bit more time getting translucent. But what the cool thing about this is it really adds the butter and the olive oil, that's really just soaking in the flavor. The onions are just soaking those flavors in, as well as the mushrooms go. And it's going to look really liquidy. And you're going to be like, oh no, that's too much liquid. I want to strain it. But whatever you do, don't strain it, because you need that to wilt your spinach down. So tell me about what point you are at.
Well,
let me see your plate. Here's mine.
Can you see?
Yeah.
It's starting to be a bit glazed, but it's not there like yours yet.
Okay, that's okay. All right. So the very next thing you want to do when it gets about halfway, because you don't want to boil the balsamic at this point, because I'm getting ready to put the spinach in. I'm going to up my balsamic. I'm actually going to put 2 tablespoons of balsamic. I say tablespoons, guys. This is a spoon. You know, I'm never used to measuring. Until you taught me keto, I have never measured before. So I put my balsamic vinegar, and wow, that just really, give it a good stir. That kind of mixes the balsamic, the olive oil, the onions, the mushrooms, the butter. Now, all I'm going to do, 4 cups, super packed, which is like 3 big grabs of fresh spinach. I'm just going to pour all of this right on top, just like this.
I'm behind you. I'm behind.
That's okay. You'll catch up. You will catch up, because I got to keep talking. And besides, I have something to do afterwards. So I'm just going to let this sit for a second. This is going to start to wilt down.
Yeah.
And it'll take a second for it to wilt, but it's going to be very lovely when it does. Okay, so while this is taking a minute to wilt, people are saying, oh, what kind of roast beef do I need, guys? It's really simple. I went to Kroger or Publix or any place else, and this is cheating for me, right? You can make your own homemade big roast beef in the oven. I bought deli roast beef. You could buy boar's head, you could buy whatever you want. I buy cheap deli roast beef from behind the deli counter. And I have this, my wife bought me this really cool scale. It's a digital scale. I've never had a scale before, which is kind of awesome. And I literally just put it on here. I put a piece of wrap on the top of this, and I weighed the roast beef. And the only reason why I weighed it is because I need to know how many grams of protein and everything it is. So I have, my recipe calls for, I think, 4 ounces. I have 7 ounces right now of roast beef. And that's because I'm doing something else with it. So let me just give this a quick stir. I should probably be using one of my others.
When I'm done, I should add the spinach, right?
Yes. So once your onions get to a point where they're almost done, start adding the spinach. And now we're kind of at the point where we're turning quite a bit on the spinach. We're just going to keep getting all that juice all over the spinach now. You're not touching the meat right now, but you are going to take that deli meat that we talked about. I've already chopped it up over here. I've already measured it. And this looks like a lot of spinach, but it is really, again, going to wilt down. And I don't know about you guys, but Carina, did you know I'm German?
What in German?
I'm German.
You are, yeah. Your last name is German.
So not only am I German, one of my favorite recipes from my grandmother growing up was red cabbage and spinach. And she would do the spinach very similar, but she would mash up potatoes in it and then put deviled eggs in it, like hard-boiled eggs. Oh my gosh, it was so good. We have that. That's like a treat when we have it during the holidays and stuff. It's just amazing.
Is that a German?
If you don't like spinach, Carina, you could probably put kale in instead. I think kale would be just as good. You can see this is really, it's really beginning to wilt down right now.
It smells delicious.
Oh, doesn't it? But you know, I think the extra the balsamic that we put in it really just pumps and amps up that flavor and gives it some extra layer. So I'm just gonna let this cook for just another second or two. Let me turn the video around for just a minute. Okay, so the base. Let's talk about the base, guys. Can we eat? Oh, your friends want to know if they can eat and they can come over and eat. Looking good, Poppy. Okay.
Yes. Only one visitor allowed in the Netherlands right now with the lockdown. So one.
All right. So the cool thing is I have a base of, as you guys know, onions, butter, mushroom, olive oil, and a little bit of balsamic. Think of that as your base, right? Then you can add whatever meat and cheese you want. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my Parmesan cheese to the whole thing. Let me turn this back around because my spinach is pretty wilted. So I've added my Parmesan cheese, and I'm just going to give this a quick stir. Okay, and let's just kind of let this sink in a little bit, the Parmesan cheese. Guys, that looks really, really good. And then if you don't want Parmesan cheese, you can do these couple mixtures. Okay, take your base, take your spinach even. You're doing chicken, right?
Yeah.
She's doing chicken instead of roast beef. And what's your cheese?
I have Parmesan. I have the flakes.
Okay, so she's doing chicken and Parmesan, which is going to be a great combination. Can you imagine a little homemade tomato sauce with that? That would be delicious. I am not. I am doing roast beef and Parmesan, but you could do cheddar cheese with this and then do ham. You could do ham and you could do chicken, deli chicken, and you can do Swiss cheese. And this could be like a spinach chicken cordon bleu deconstructed. So you could also use this as a topping, make baked chicken in your oven, and then use the spinach as this whole mixture here now as a topping to the baked spinach. You could take flank steak and you can make the spinach mixture just like we have it to this point before we put the meat in. And then you can roll the spinach mixture and the flank steak, and then you can put it in the oven and bake it for maybe 15 minutes or so. So just think of your base and then just get creative. You can't mess up. You can take the roast beef and you can add feta cheese to it and then make it like a little keto tzatziki sauce with it. Now you kind of have a Greek mixture with maybe some olives in this.
Yes, that would be great.
I'm going to flip this back around, and the Parmesan cheese is really kind of melted in there nice. I'm going to slide this all to the one side, just for a second. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my chopped up roast beef from the deli right here.
I have my chicken.
You like my towel? My towel is all Mickey Mouse.
Yes,
Isn't
I do.
that nice? Isn't that lovely? My mom every year buys us towels. And then I'm going to take this and I'm just going to kind of mix this in really good. And remember, the meat's already cooked. And usually when you get it in the deli, it's kind of like a nice medium rare maybe. So this is going to come in here. Gosh, this is packed with vitamins because of the spinach. It's packed with protein. It's packed with fat.
Yes, the good fats.
Oh my gosh, this looks so good. Now, I have something that you don't have. It's from Trader Joe's, and I got this as a gift a couple years ago. But can you see that?
Salts?
Yes, there's 7 salts from all around the world. There is,
okay.
And here's what it looks like. It looks like this.
Ah, pink Himalayan.
Yes, I have Kalahari Desert salt, Hawaiian black lava salt, Hawaiian red salt, Inca sun salt, blue Persian salt, Himalayan pink salt, South African oak smoked salt. So I like to, when I'm finished with this, sometimes I like to put just a little pinch of this type on my food, and it's so good. But in the meantime, I'm going to add a little bit of pepper. That's about all I'm going to add. Other than a little bit of pepper, and I'm not going to measure this because that's not how I cook. You guys know that. Other than pepper, guys, this is really done. Oh, and it smells.
It looks here.
Does yours look good?
Yes.
Okay, now, this is my meal prep for the week. This is like, normally this would be 2 servings. So I'd have a serving here. Well, that's probably bigger than I could eat. I'd have a serving here. I have probably 3 servings because I upped my quantity. But I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of this. I'm just going to show you guys here. I'm going to take some of the meat, some of the actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that. Let's do it this way. So while you're still doing yours, I'm going to pour this into here for right now because this is really finished. Again, I'm pouring it over a stove. Isn't that smart? Okay. Now, my food is done. But if you see here, I left a little bit of meat and spinach and onions. I left it in the pan. You know why I left it in the pan? Along with some cheese. I left it in the pan because I whipped up some eggs. And I'm going to pour the eggs in here. Same bowl. You did not know I was doing this.
No, I'm not prepared.
So I pop the eggs in here right now, along with the meat and the spinach and the onions and all those flavors. You can add a little bit more butter if you want, but do it in the same exact pan. And this is going to have this is going to be this amazing scrambled egg, kind of like an omelet. You can add a little bit more cheese to it if you want, but I don't need to add any more cheese. I baked it with the cheese, so I don't have to add anything else. Let me just kind of heat up a little bit. How's yours coming along?
I'm plating.
Let's see the dish. You're plating?
Yes, I'm plating. I'm done. My plating is not as pretty as yours. Can you?
Oh, you have to put it up a little bit more. Yeah. Do you guys see that? What do you think of that? Put some comments in here. Put some comments in. I'm sure we'd like to see what you guys think of it all. So, yeah, and then Carina, you can take just like a tablespoon or a couple tablespoons, a quarter cup, and then mix it with some eggs.
Yeah.
And you can imagine what that's going to taste like. I'm going to get a plate here because this looks so yummy. I'm going to get a plate and put a plate out. I like to clean up as I go. I'm kind of meticulous about that.
I'm making a mess.
I always like to clean up as I go. I hate anything that's not like that. Hopefully I won't burn my egg. So I saw that you walked pretty far today, Carina.
I did. 7.5 miles.
That's crazy.
We do that Sunday morning.
That's crazy. I don't think I like walking to the mailbox.
Which is how many miles?
About 50 feet.
Okay, then.
No, I'm not kidding. I walk, but not like you. You're like a rock star walker. I am not that great of a walker. I used to be, and I'll get there. But
It's our downtime together, so we like it.
I gotta keep having some keto success here. My kids are probably gonna love this. I would probably end up giving this to them. That's probably the smarter thing to do. Okay, that's done. And that smells yummy. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go back to my original, which is this. I'm gonna take my nice Cutco.
I'm done. Can I try?
I'm done. I'm going to put this right here. I'm plating right now, get some more spinach and get some more gooey yumminess. And that smells just so good. I do have a little bit of shredded Parmesan cheese, so I will put just a tad. I'll sprinkle just a tad on the top here.
Yeah, I put some flakes on.
And then, you know me, I'm just kind of like a plating girl. So I will just pour and add
Zet de balsamic?
a couple drops. All right, guys, so there you go. I don't know if you can see that. It is so, I think it's going to be delicious. Have you tried it yet?
No, I'm waiting for you.
Too late.
Too late. You plated nicely, but it's not really working.
Don't worry about plating it. Just
take
take a bite and tell me what you think. Oh my God, this is so good. Isn't that lovely?
Yeah, it is.
So this is my own recipe. I just created it on the fly. And hey, bon appetit. So what do they say in Dutch?
Eet smakelijk.
What she said. All right, guys. Hopefully we'll come up with some more great keto dishes or do some creation. But in the meantime, low carb, keto, very healthy. Get creative. Do whatever you want with this recipe. Take the base. Just mix up the meats and the cheeses to whatever you like. And it, guys, it is so good. We'll see you next time.
Bye.